Brother Murshid emails saying that he has in his family a premature baby that was born, and the mother is not lactating. And because of the situation of the child, the hospital has given them a supply of human milk from other ladies from what is called a milk bank, in which milk is donated by hundreds of women and then purified and then mixed together and then made into basically a standard milk to give to such children that do not have access to other milk and they need milk instead of the chemical concoctions that are given. So our brother says, what is the ruling on this, that may this child and his family be given this milk from the milk bank?
وما أرسلنا من قبلك إلا رجالا نوحي إليهم فاسألوا أهل الذكر إن كنتم لا تعلمون.
Now, firstly realize, we're not talking about darura over here. If it's darura, simple example, if there is a child born and for whatever reason there is no access to, or the child is not able to consume artificial or powdered or whatnot, and the mother is not able to give, and there is a source whom you do not know. I'm giving a hypothetical example. Can you take that milk? Of course you can. What's the alternative? The child's going to die. We're not talking about darura here. You're talking about a haja. And a haja here, like obviously the child is a premature. Maybe it can be given chemical milk, but in the end of the day, powdered milk but in the end of the day, clearly, Allah created that milk is better for the child, the mother's milk, or any mother's milk, human milk, is better than the powdered milk that comes. And so the problem here therefore comes that we do not know the origin or the source, and there is the issue of foster mothership being established. Now, this issue is a modern one, obviously. Milk banks are a modern phenomenon. They did not exist in the last century. So you're not going to find a fatwa from Ibn Taymiyyah about milk banks. This is a modern question. And a number of scholars and councils have looked into this issue and have given multiple opinions. There is a spectrum of opinion. And I have read through a number of fatwa in this regard. And again, this is the rapid fire Q&A, so I'll just give you what I think is the position that I personally follow, which is the position that Shaykh al-Qadhi has given, and also Dr. Umar al-Ashqar and others have given, that milk banks are allowed because the quantity of milk that comes, the number of donors and the mixing of it becomes such that it is insignificant who one particular individual might be. So we are talking about hundreds of ladies. So again, these are ladies that will donate their surplus milk to a charity, knowing that this charity or this milk bank will then give it to children who are in need. Like you just said, you have a case of a premature baby. So there are ladies that donate, and they should donate. It is not allowed to sell because it is not their property in the first place. They donate their milk, and this is a good thing to do overall, that you give to somebody who is in need. Now, if a lady were to do this to her friend and that is known, alhamdulillah, that is excellent. The Sharia establishes the fosterhood, etc. Excellent. The problem comes, as you said, the lady is given it to the bank and the milk bank. And the milk bank, they have a process in which hundreds of ladies' milks are put together, purified, whatever, chemicals, whatever needs to be done to, make it into consistency and whatnot. And then that milk is then given to thousands of children, across that city who need it. So a number of scholars have been strict and said, oh, this is even one drop establishes mahrami and whatnot. However, many other ulama have said actually, and this is based upon the Shafi'i and Hanbali position, that it's not a drop. No, it has to be a number of sucklings. It has to be a good quantity. It's not just a drop. Now, some madhabs are stricter in this regard, and so yes, one drop changes it for them, but the hadith is very clear that rida is from maja'a and khamsa rada'at. These are very clear hadith in my humble opinion, and therefore I follow the position that says that the child must feed 5 full times from hunger until the child has stopped feeding. So a drop does not establish mahramiyya, and this is the default position of the majority schools. So a drop does not establish mahramiyya. Therefore, if hundreds of ladies' milk is mixed together, the end result will be less than a drop. That the child will be getting. And on top of this, there's clearly a haja. On top of this, generally this is given to premature children, etc. And therefore, Shaykh al-Qardawi says it is completely permissible, and Dr. Umar al-Ashqar says that it is permissible if there is a haja. Qadhi even says even if there's no haja, so it's allowed. I'm sympathetic more to Dr. Umar that at least let there be a need. You know what I'm saying? Like, if everything is equal, why open this door? If the child has another source, if powdered milk will do the job, why open this door? But if it's going to be better for the child, and if there's a need for it, and the bank is trustworthy and whatnot, then inshallah ta'ala, as a number of scholars have said, it is permissible. Wallahu ta'ala a'lam.
يا من أجبت دعاء نوح فانتصر وحملته في فلكك المشحون يا من أحال النار حول خليله روحا وريحانا بقولك كن